Hello everyone. We will be starting with a new model now, which is labeling. You can say that this topic is one of the very important topic in your entire surveying subject itself. You can say that how best you understand labeling. Uh, that will be your assessment on civil engineering. So if you are good in labeling, that means you are a good civil engineer. So when we talk about labeling, first you need to understand when how the earth is, and when you have undulations, how exactly you will get your building on a horizontal platform. You might have seen number of such buildings in your life where the buildings have got their places in hills and valleys also. So whenever the ground is not even when the ground is not horizontal, still you find the horizontal plane inside your house. So even though the ground is not perfectly horizontal, you still find that the buildings are being constructed with a horizontal platform. The floor in your house will have perfect horizontal surface, and that is possible only by the knowledge of labeling. So if you don't have the knowledge of labeling, then definitely you will end up having your building not horizontal, so definitely you will have somewhat inclined surface. So not only to have the horizontal surface in the building, so you even require the knowledge of labeling. Even when the flow of water is to be maintained inside a pipeline, or when wastewater should be flowing into the sewers, nothing but the gutters, what we generally call. So if flow has to be there inside the gutter, so definitely the bottom of the sewers must be kept such a way that the flow should be from gravitation. So gravitational flow can be achieved with the help of labeling. So if labeling is known, if you have the knowledge of labeling, then only it is possible that you find uh, the correct platform, whether it is for your building or it is for the sewers. So if it is for the sewers, then definitely you do not require any horizontal surface, because horizontal surface will hold your water inside the sewers, but you need to ensure the flow of water into the sewers. So when flow is to be ensured, there has to be slope inside the sewers. So the slope will be provided based on the knowledge of labeling. So ultimately labeling will ensure that something, if it is to be built in a perfect vertical elevation, then only it is possible to have the correct way of the structure construction. So whether it is a small building or it is a high-rise building, the label or the knowledge of labeling plays very important role in bringing up the entire building into its place. So you might have heard there are large structures being constructed. So labeling doesn't even it is not only to help you to have horizontal platform for the buildings. It even helps you to have the perfect vertical elevation of columns. So if you want to have the columns perfectly vertical, then you need the knowledge of labeling here. So ultimately, if you want to ensure shape of the building or the load distribution of the building to be in a symmetric way, or to be in a place where it is intended for, then you require this particular topic. So you can say that this is one of the very important topic in your entire surveying subject, and this carries further for your next semester subject, that is advanced surveying. So as a uh, you can say uh, as a civil engineer, you can say that this is the very important topic in your entire career. So we will see what exactly is labeling in today's topic. So to begin with, I will just have the diagram here. So you have seen, you are able to see the diagram, I guess. So here, the undulations what you are able to see here is the Earth's surface, right? Earth's surface is not perfectly smooth. It has got number of undulations, like it has got hills, it has got valleys. So these hills and valleys will definitely form certain structure or surface on the earth. So if I am talking about leveling, what exactly this means? So if you have observed, there is one more line which is perfectly spherical, or you can say that it is perfectly having certain radius. So this line is drawn with the mean radius of the earth, right? So having the mean radius of the earth, whatever line you are going to draw, that is going to have certain surface which is a perfect smooth surface. So that surface will be a level surface for us. You will understand this better in the next slide, but to make you understand what exactly is leveling. Leveling is actually the branch of surveying itself. And what is the importance of this, or what is the objective of leveling, is to find the elevation of given point with respect to an assumed datum. So to understand this sentence in a better way, you should understand what is datum first. Datum is nothing but any reference surface, you can say. Any reference surface which you consider to measure the height of certain object. For an example, if you want to measure height of certain building, then definitely you will ask me whether the height of the building is to be measured from the surface of the earth or it is from the bottom of the foundation. So reference is either ground surface or the bottom of the footing. So whatever is the reference what we are considering for measuring any of the height of a building or a point on the building or anything above the earth surface, whatever reference you are considering, that itself is datum. So datum means what? It is a reference surface. So leveling is what? Leveling is a branch of surveying wherein you will find out what is the height of certain point above the earth surface or above any assumed datum, right? Assumed datum in the sense what? For any kind of building construction, you generally require a surface from which all the measurements may be taken. For an example, if you want to construct any of the building, so you will find that there will be a certain structure constructed, or it will be a generally the constructed surface nearby is considered as the surface of reference. Means what? All the elevations, all the elevation means what? Height of any point of your building construction can be measured with respect to that surface which you are referring. So generally when a building is being constructed, you find a place at the corner or somewhere nearby your building, and you construct a platform, and the reference will be taken for the entire building construction with that particular platform, right? So generally it is called as benchmark. You will understand it better in a better way in your further slides. There you are going to learn about the different terms associated with leveling. So you require certain reference from which all the heights are being measured. So for an example, if you just look at the diagram here, so it has got a valley, it has got a hill there. So assume that I have a point somewhere here. I hope you are able to see the dot kept here, the red dot. I will show it here with the help of laser here. So there is a point kept here, right? Now let us say that I want to know what is the height of this point. Height in the sense vertical height I am talking about. Elevation is one more word for vertical height, you can say. I want to know what is the elevation of this point which is on the hill of certain place, and definitely if I simply ask you what is the height of this point, then definitely that doesn't make any sense. So you generally require from certain reference point or from certain reference surface. So from what surface you need the height of this particular point? If I ask you, then you will say that I need the reference, I mean height of this point, or nothing but the elevation of this point with respect to a datum which is somewhere here, the red line what you are able to see at the bottom. Yeah, so this line, from this line, this is our datum. From this datum, what is the height of this particular point? Then what I should do, I should get the height of this point from this. So I have number of options, like I can measure it from this point, isn't it? I can measure it from this point, isn't it? But here height in the sense what, the elevation or the height which you are measuring along the line joining that point to the center of the earth. I hope you are able to understand. So if you are able to see this circular line, so from this line I need the height of this particular point. So I need to join this point to the center of the earth. If some center of the earth is somewhere here, then you need to join that point. So from this point if I join, right, so somewhere here, so along this line you are supposed to measure it, isn't it? So this is the height which is the elevation of that particular point. Let me show you the different color here, this height, right? So this height is actually the one which is required, which is nothing but the elevation of this point, right? So elevation of the point with respect to the datum. So this height is the one which is required. So finding this height with the help of some principles is nothing but labeling. So the definition goes like this: labeling is a branch of surveying, the objective of which is to find the elevation of given points with respect to assumed datum or a given datum. So datum plays very important role here. So most of the times the datum will be the assumed datum nearby the building, nearby the construction site, or you will generally refer with the mean sea level. So even mean sea level is also one of the place where you are going to have your reference, right? So mean sea level can become even the reference datum for us. So if you just look at the diagram here, blue line what you are able to see is nothing but one kind of you can say sea or an ocean, right? So this sea level, the top surface of the sea can become the datum. Why the top surface of the sea is becoming the datum here is because the surface of the water, right, will have its position or its surface will be parallel to the earth's spheroidal shape, right? So if I have taken the mean radius of the earth, and if I take a curve taking earth's center as the center and earth's radius as the radius, then whatever the line which I am going to draw, which is going to be the red color line what you are able to see here, so that line will be surely parallel to the water surface. So the best example for water surface, I mean level surface, is the surface of water. So if you have seen the pond, so the surface of the water inside the pond can become the level surface. Understood? So what exactly that means is, every point on the surface of the water will have the same distance from the assumed datum. I hope you are able to understand this. If you have a pond and if there is a water inside the pond, any point you take on the pond on the surface of the water, the distance of that point will be same from the datum. So whatever datum you are referring, from that datum the distance of any point on the water surface will be same. This is possible only on the level surface. This is possible only on the level surface, isn't it? So this is one what you can say, the brown color circular line or curved line, what you are able to see is nothing but one such level surface. Understood this? Now to continue further, labeling is not only to find out the elevation of the points, it is even to establish the points of given elevations. So if I require any point to be established at certain elevation, then I need to have the knowledge of labeling. So you are not only just measuring the elevation of certain point which is existing, you are also creating a certain point at required elevation. For an example, if there is already a building constructed, then if I want to know what is the height of the window from the ground surface, then it becomes the first objective, that is to find out the elevation of given point. So second objective is what? You have only the ground surface and you need to establish a building there. A building will have its level, its windows at certain level. So establishing the platform for the window construction or for the window positioning. So whatever height you measure and you fix up the place for the window bottom, then that can become the second objective of labeling. So labeling is a branch of surveying, the objective of which is to find out the elevation of given points or to find or to establish the points at required elevations. So this is what is very important part in the labeling. So understanding the definition of labeling is very important to understand the further topics. I hope you are clear with this. Moving forward, so these are some of the definitions which you need to understand as you will be learning these this particular module in your further topics. So there is a diagram here on the right hand side which you are able to see. So you can see that there is a earth surface. This is the earth surface what you are able to see, isn't it? Now any point you mark on the earth surface, like point A is this is point A and this is point B. Yeah, this is point B and this is point A. From any point on the earth surface you can have a level line, right? So what is level line or level surface? So both have the connection there, you can understand this. So assume that there is earth's center somewhere here, right? And this is earth, surface of the earth, right? So from the center of the earth, what let us assume that surface of the center of the earth is O. Point O is the center of the earth. There is a point A on the surface, right? Let us take O as the center, which is nothing but earth center, and OA as radius. OA as radius. If you draw an arc, so that arc itself is one level line. That arc itself is one level line. So such number of level lines can be drawn from a single point all around the directions. So one single point will have 360 directions. On the surface of the earth, if there is one single point marked, so that point can have 360 different directions. So for every direction, if you start drawing such level line so closely that it becomes a surface, isn't it? So remember, A is one certain point on the earth's surface, and passing through that particular point you have drawn number of such arcs taking earth center as the center, and the distance between the point on the earth's surface and the center of the earth as radius. And if you start drawing the whole circle passing through point A, such number of level lines, if you draw them very closely, then it becomes a surface, it becomes a ball, just very similar to a football. So one single point on the earth's surface can become one entire surface. Understood? So that particular surface is called level surface. That particular surface is called level surface. Understood what I am saying? So level surface is not horizontal surface. Remember this. Level surface is not a horizontal surface. Imagine a football. Football surface of the football is not a horizontal surface. It is a level surface. Understood? So any point on the earth surface can have its own level surface. Remember this. Right? So any point on the earth surface can have a level surface. So you can say that there is one arc which you can able to see. This arc is one such level surface. There is one more point B, and that point B also has got one such level surface, right? So point A has got one level surface, point B has got one level surface. So this is about a level surface. Level surface is somewhat very parallel to earth surface, you can say. It is parallel to mean spheroidal shape of the earth, or you can say that level surface is a surface which is parallel to natural water surface, right? So if there is a pond, so surface of the pond water can have a level surface. So the example for level surface is water standing still in a pond, right? Then the second definition, that is level line. So level line, it is nothing but the line drawn on the level surface, right? So as I have told you, how will you form level surface is by drawing number of such lines. So number of such lines, if you draw closely, then it becomes a surface. So one such line can become a level line, or you can simply say that over the level surface, if you draw a line, then it becomes level line. So remember, level line cannot be a horizontal line, because the level surface itself is not horizontal surface, and how can a line drawn on level surface be a horizontal line? So level line is a line drawn on level surface. So you can have imagination with football. So if you have the football and if you draw a line on the football, definitely, even though you are drawing the line with the help of a compass, with the help of a scale, still you will not be able to get it a straight line, because the surface itself is a level surface, right? So any line drawn on the level surface will give you a level line. So I hope you are able to understand the difference between horizontal line and level line. Level line will be a curved line, whereas horizontal line will be a perfectly horizontal line, right? So if you just continue further, there is something called horizontal plane, right? So what is horizontal plane is, you imagine if you have kept a notebook on football, right? There is a football, and if you keep a notebook on the football, so whatever is the platform created by notebook, that itself is horizontal plane, right? So the surface of the football is level surface, whereas horizontal plane is nothing but the notebook which is kept on the football, right? So that you are able to see here as horizontal line, because any line drawn on such horizontal plane will become a horizontal line. So if you draw a line on the notebook, that becomes a horizontal line. Understood this? So when you will be measuring the vertical difference, height difference between 2 points on the earth surface, right? So there is one point lying on the ground and there is one more point lying on the ground. So whether they are at the same level or at a different level, if you want to know, then you need to have the vertical height difference between the two. So vertical height difference means what? If point A is one such point and point B is another such point, one level line is drawn through point A, another level line is drawn through point B. You know what is level line, right? So level line through A and level line through B. The vertical difference between the two level lines itself is the vertical difference between points A and B, right? So how far the point B is higher than point A, isn't it? So what is the height of point B from point A? That is nothing but the vertical height difference. We call it as vertical height difference. So vertical height difference between point A and point B can be found by having a level line through point A and level line through point B, and measuring the distance between those two level lines. That can become the vertical height difference, right? So when you want to measure the vertical height difference between any 2 points, so it is always advised to have the measurement, vertical height measurement done along certain line which is called as vertical line. So vertical line is nothing but the direction shown. This vertical line is nothing but the direction shown by a plumb bob, right? So if you suspend a plumb bob freely on the earth surface, then the direction shown by that particular plumb bob will be the vertical line, right? And the direction shown by the plumb bob will always direct towards the center of the earth, right? So what is the connection between horizontal line and vertical line is they are perfectly perpendicular to each other, right? So level line and horizontal line both will be perpendicular to vertical line. Another name for vertical line is plumb line. Plumb line or vertical line, both the words are same. Why it is called as plumb line is because plumb bob is the one which we are referring to get the vertical line. So that is the reason why the name is given plumb line, right? And datum, you know what is datum? So datum is nothing but any assumed reference. So most of the times the surveying will have the datum as mean sea level, right? Mean sea level is the reference. So mean sea level is nothing but the surface of the sea measured for 20 years uh, for every hour. So at every hour you measure the height of the sea, then you take the average of 20 such years. So in a day such 24 measurements will be done, and it will be done for 20 years, then mean sea level will be fixed. So that is the accuracy of the datum. So datum is nothing but the reference platform. So every time when you construct your building, you need not to go to sea and start measuring your building height from the sea. So any reference for a smaller building construction or for any other construction, you can have your own platform constructed and start measuring the height of certain points on your building. Why it is not important to measure it from the mean sea level is because you generally require the difference between the 2 points. You don't require height of any point from the datum. You generally require the difference in elevation, right? So the next term is elevation. The elevation is nothing but, as I have told you, it is the height of certain point from the assumed datum. So if there is a point A, so what is the height of this point A from this datum? This is the elevation, right? Elevation of the point A is nothing but height of point A from this datum. And what is the elevation of point B if I ask you? So it is the height of this point from this. Understood? So most of the times if I want to know what is the difference in elevation, either I can use these two, height of the point A from datum, height of the point B from the datum. So the difference between these two values itself will give me the height in, difference in elevation between point A and point B, right? Then you need to understand what is vertical angle. Vertical angle is generally required in trigonometric labeling, where you will be using one more equipment which will measure the angle for you. So vertical angle is nothing but the angle between the horizontal line at one point, right, and the horizontal line from another point, right. You can see that there is a vertical angle being shown, right. So if I want to know what is the vertical angle, then I have to keep my instrument somewhere here, then I need to direct the telescope towards this point, and this will be the horizontal line, and this will be the line which you are observing. So this becomes the vertical angle, right. So it is the angle between the two horizontal lines from a point. You may understand, you may be confused with the horizontal lines here, because two horizontal lines, how can be an angle between the two horizontal lines? Since we are talking about horizontal lines with respect to the center of the earth, with respect to the plumb line, so definitely the two horizontal lines will not be parallel here. So there will be an inclination between the two, and that inclination itself is the vertical angle between the 2 points, right. And as you already know what is mean sea level, right. So it is average tidal height for 20 years measured every hour, right. And you know what is benchmark. Benchmark is nothing but the temporary reference datum which is referred to measure any height or elevation of any point on the earth's surface. So these are the definitions which you need to understand to know better the labeling topic. Moving forward, so you need to understand what different methods of labeling we have, and what is the difference between all the three methods. So you have three methods of labeling: barometric labeling, trigonometric labeling, and spirit labeling. So the first method was old method, right. So earlier people used to have this method of measuring the difference in labeling, since there were no such equipments which were being used to measure the label or difference in elevation between the 2 points. So barometric labeling, here the pressure plays very important, because barometer is the one unit of measuring the pressure. So pressure varies from point to point on the earth's surface, right. So at a lower elevation the pressure will be different, and at a higher elevation the pressure will be different. So you have seen how the difference, I mean the pressure acts when you climb hills, or when you might have seen what is the pressure at peak of Mount Everest, isn't it? So why pressure has got you know, why pressure varies, that is not important for us, but how we can use that difference in pressure for finding the difference in elevation, that is very important. So pressure is almost directly proportional to the height of the point from mean sea level. So if it is nearer to mean sea level, then if it is higher to mean sea level. So using this technique, they used to have the difference in elevation being measured, right. So pressure was being measured at one point. In the diagram you can see that there is a point A. So I will see what is the pressure here, atmospheric pressure I am talking. So what is the atmospheric pressure at point A, and we will see what is the atmospheric pressure at B. Based on the difference in their pressure, we will be able to identify what is the height of point B from point A. Height in the sense vertical difference in their height, right. So this is the first one, barometric labeling. Then the second one is trigonometric labeling. So in trigonometric labeling, so angles are being used to measure the height of certain point from other point. So it is also called as indirect labeling. So here vertical angles are being measured with the help of theodolite. There is a equipment called theodolite which you are going to study. So using the theodolite, vertical angles can be measured. So using the vertical angles, the triangles are being formed, isn't it? So you can see that there is a triangle ODC. So using the triangle, and the trigonometric functions, you are going to find out what is the height of point B from point A. You are going to learn this in your next semester in trigonometric leveling, right? And the third one is spirit leveling. The one which is going to be used in your entire module now is spirit leveling. The other name for this is direct leveling. So here the equipment is being used, and that equipment will have a bubble tube fixed, and a bubble inside a liquid which is called spirit. Spirit is the liquid which is being used inside the tube which contains the liquid, and that tube will have a bubble inside, and bubble will be formed at the highest point always, right? So wherever the bubble moves, so it will be a longitudinal tube, so wherever the bubble moves in that particular direction, you will find that uh, the elevation is higher, right? So first you will get the bubble to the center so that your equipment is perfectly horizontal. So once you have the horizontal equipment, then you will be observing the two rods kept at two different points. Let us say that this is point A and this is point B. So at point A you keep one rod, and at point B you keep the same rod. You see what is the horizontal line of sight, what you are being formed is showing you the height from the ground. So B is one such measurement done, and here you have one more measurement which is F. Since the equipment is having the bubble at the center, the equipment will give you perfectly horizontal line of sight. So horizontal line of sight will be for both the rods, for this rod as well as for this rod. So if this is giving you B as the measurement, and if this is giving you the measurement as F, so definitely this height, the one which is required for us is this. This is the one. This is the one which is required. This height is required for us. So if I want this height, so how I am going to get this? If this is B and this is F, so B minus F will give you this height. So this height can be easily observed with the help of such spirit leveling. So one such equipment is dumpy level, right? So which you are going to study in the next slide. So this is dumpy level, the one which is going to be used for measuring the difference in elevation of different points on the earth surface. So dumpy level has got number of parts in it. Let us see the different parts of a dumpy level one by one. So let us see the different parts of dumpy level. Dumpy level is one such equipment will provide you the horizontal line of sight. So if you want to know what is the difference in level between any 2 points on the earth surface, then you need to have one equipment which can give you a horizontal line of sight. So from that horizontal line of sight, you will be able to observe what is the height of your line of sight from one point and height of line of sight from another point. So that difference in those two heights can give you the difference in the elevation between the 2 points. So dumpy level is the equipment which can provide you such horizontal line of sight. Dumpy is the name of the person who have invented this, and the level is the equipment, right? So this equipment will be fitted to a tripod stand. You can see in the diagram here. So there is a tripod stand on which the telescope, the dumpy level will be mounted, right? So you can see that there is a diagram here, and there is a figure of dumpy level, right? Let us see one by one. So this particular long tube which you are able to see is a telescope, which is internal focusing telescope. Internal focusing in the sense what? The lenses will move inside the tube or inside the telescope. That is the reason why it is called internal focusing telescope. So if you want to make the image clear and distinct, so you need to rotate a screw which is called as focusing screw. Here you can see that this is focusing screw. So when you rotate this focusing screw, so lenses within this will start moving and thus making the image clear and distinct. So this is telescope and this is eyepiece. Eyepiece is the place from which you will be sighting, right? You are going to sight the objects from this point. So your eyes will be here. So this is eyepiece, right? So you are going to observe through this, right? And this eyepiece can be rotated. So you can rotate this eyepiece to suit your eyesight, because when you will be observing the telescope through the eyepiece, you may find that there is a plus mark which is called as diaphragm. So diaphragm is the reference for measuring any of the reading. So when you will be observing the dumpy level, you are actually observing the reading from the dumpy level. So for reading a certain number, you need the reference line. So there will be a plus mark. I will show you how that will be. So circular opening through which you will be able to see. So there will be a plus mark like this, right? So this is called diaphragm, right? So sometimes these lines may not be clear. So to make these lines clear, you are supposed to rotate the eyepiece. So it depends from person to person, right? So you may have different eyesight and some other person may have different eyesight, right? So based on your eyesight, you are supposed to rotate the eyepiece, right? So that these lines are clear and distinct. And this end of the telescope is called objective, right? Objective end of the sight. So this is eyepiece and this is objective, right? And this tube which is called bubble tube, right? This is a longitudinal bubble tube. This tube is filled with spirit, right? So there is a metallic outer casing, and within this metallic outer casing there is a tube, right, made up of fiber, and within that there is a liquid called spirit. That spirit is not completely filled into the tube. There is a small gap kept so that bubble gets formed into the tube. So that is the reason why it is called bubble tube. So this is a longitudinal bubble tube. So when the bubble is at the center, you can say that the telescope is perfectly horizontal, right? So if you see through the eyepiece, you will have a horizontal line of sight, right? The next one is focusing screw. As I have told you, this focusing screw is rotated and you will make the image clear, right? And next is foot screws. So these screws are nothing but foot screws. There will be 3 foot screws for a dumpy level. So there are dumpy levels which have got even 4 foot screws, but the one which is right now in practice is the one which is having 3 foot screws. So here you can see that there is a foot screw location, right? So this is one, second, and then there is a third foot screw, right? Then these foot screws are between 2 plates. One is the upper plate and the other one is lower plate. So the upper plate is called as tri-brach, right? The upper plate is called tri-brach and lower plate is called tri-wet. Tri-brach will fix up the entire equipment to tri-brach, and tri-brach in turn attached to tri-wet through the help of foot screws. So connection between tri-brach and tri-wet is foot screw, right? So this entire equipment is mounted on tri-brach and tri-brach is connected to tri-wet with the help of foot screws, and tri-wet is the one which will help you to attach the equipment to the tripod stand, right? So there is a tripod stand, and if you want to fix up this equipment to tripod stand, then you need to have the tri-wet, right? So tri-wet is going to provide you the horizontal surface to keep it on the tripod stand, and there will be a screw at the bottom which you are going to rotate to fix up the equipment to the tripod stand, right? And then there are screws provided here. So these are the screws provided for adjusting the bubble tube. So you can move, these are not to be touched when you are be working with the dumpy level. So these are to be used only to correct the dumpy level for permanent adjustments. You will understand what is temporary adjustment and permanent adjustment in future classes. So these are not to be touched. So these are to be used only to adjust the dumpy level tube. So if you want to adjust this level tube, then you are supposed to rotate this. And so also this, there is one more bubble tube provided, which is transverse bubble tube. Very rarely we use this. Transverse bubble tube is one more kind of bubble tube, which is small in size, small in length, and very rarely used in practice, right? So these are the different parts, and there is a clamp here, right? So when you fix up this, when you tighten this particular screw, your movement will be stopped. This dumpy level cannot move in horizontal direction. So remember, the dumpy level can be rotated in swinging direction. It rotates to whatever direction you want to see. You can rotate the dumpy level and you will be able to observe the particular direction, right? So once you turn this particular knob in a tight position, then automatically your telescope cannot be moved, so it gets fixed, right? And on the other side, you find there is one more similar kind of screw. When you rotate that, then the telescope moves very slowly. For a very slow movement, or for very fine movement, that screw can be rotated. So when you rotate that screw, telescope move very slowly. So when you want to sight something, and if you are very slightly away from that, then rotating that screw can bring the telescope vertical here exactly on such a point, right? So these are the different parts of dumpy level. So in your next class, you will be able to see the dumpy level physically with the help of one more video. Then you need, along with the dumpy level, there is one more accessory which is required, is leveling staff, right? So you might have seen such a leveling staff being held at some construction site or from road works generally. So this is a leveling staff. A leveling staff is nothing but a large scale, right? So this will be kept on the point whose elevation is to be found, right? If I want to find the elevation of certain point, I will keep this leveling staff on that point, and then I will observe the staff through the dumpy level. So this is dumpy level, and I am going to observe. So this is how it looks in the dumpy level. As I have told you, there will be a press mark, right? And these are two more small lines. You will understand why they are in the future. So this plus mark is very important, and to measure any reading here, this horizontal line is important. So this is the reference, this is the index. So whatever this line is, wherever the line is, that is the reading for us, right? So that is the one which is called line of sight, right? So this point, or this horizontal line, is the direction or the reading line, right? So staff will have 0 meter, 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0 0.4, 0 0.5, 0 0.6, like this, and 1 meter, then 1.1 meter, like this. There are different height of leveling staff: 2 meter leveling staff, 3 meter leveling staff, 4 meter leveling staff available in the market. And these lines, you can see black lines which you are able to see. Each black line is of 5 mm thickness. 5 mm thickness in the sense what? Half centimeter. So one black line, and after one black line you find that there is one white line. So one black line and one white line. So one black line is of 5 centimeter and one white line is also of 5 centimeter. So top of the black is the reference. So top of the black is the reference for us. So you can see that there are black lines. Top of the black lines are the reference. So in the next video, I am going to show you even the labeling stuff and how exactly each of the reading is being noted, right? So within 0.1, there are 10 black lines and 10 white lines, right? So what is the minimum reading which you can measure is 5 mm. So accuracy will be up to 5 mm when you are using dumpy level and leveling staff, right? So moving ahead, the next topic you are going to learn how exactly the dumpy level is being used and what is the principle of dumpy leveling, and what exactly you are going to have while measuring the level difference between the 2 points with the help of dumpy level. Okay. Thank you.